Hi, I'm Marky.
And I'm Andrew.
And this is the Happy Everly After podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Happy Everly After podcast, After Dark.
Oh, yeah.
We, never record late at night, because why?
I'd prefer it.
I know, I wouldn't prefer it. Because why?
Because you're a wuss.
I'm tired, y'all. It's freaking late. It's late. What time is it? It's 10:30. Our kids are asleep.
This is the best time to do it.
It's just by this time of night, my brain is so done. Not even this time of night. Bedtime in general is normally Drew's thing because I'm just done. I'm done.
No one loves bedtime.
No one loves bedtime, but what comes natural to me? Mornings.
Yeah.
In the morning, I'm peppy and ready to go. It doesn't even matter what I did the night before. I'm chill. In the morning, I'm just yes, it's a new day. Nighttime, I'm not so great, and you're better than me. So we all have our strengths and weaknesses.
I mean, I'm motivated to get them to bed so that I can go to bed myself.
Well, maybe you've just trained me that you're I'll just do it. And I'm okay, bye.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it's true. But
Even during the summers.
But I'm the first one.
Bedtime.
Well, yeah, because during the summers, you're gone all day. You only have nighttime with them. So, you're welcome.
Yeah. Sure.
That's the only time you get with them. You're working all day.
Uh-huh.
I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong. Sure.
But, in the mornings, you have to admit I'm the first one up. When was the last time you got up with the boys and I just, slept in?
Wait, really?
Really?
2 days ago?
Was it Sunday?
No.
When was it?
Monday?
What are you talking about?
And this is why. There's plenty of days that I do, but it doesn't matter. Move on.
Well, I'm just saying I'm surprised because I don't think that I ever just sleep in and don't help you get the kids off to school. I'm the one.
Sure.
I get up and I make the breakfast. I make Van's lunch.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking Monday, both kids are off to school.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What are you not saying?
Nothing. It's not worth it. Let's just keep on keeping on.
Great times. This is actually what today's podcast is about. So we're going to kind of dive into the way we argue.
Sometimes it's not worth it.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Any
male out there will agree with me.
What? That sometimes it's not worth it?
Most times it's not worth it.
Well,
almost all times it's not worth it. What benefit do I get from arguing with you?
Well, I would like to believe that I listen to your concerns.
I mean, sure, but it typically always gets turned back onto me in some way, shape, or form.
You always say that.
It's true.
So this podcast is just going to be me and him poking at each other and ruffling each other's feathers.
Yeah.
No.
And it'll end in an argument.
And then we'll turn this off and freaking...
What?
Well, I was going to say strangle each other, but that's terrible. We really don't do that. We love each other so much.
So if I end up missing tomorrow, you all know.
You all know that the life insurance...
This podcast will be deleted.
The life insurance policy that was upped, the price was upped a week ago.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. Okay, no. So this podcast episode was like the idea sparked from, okay, so I downloaded that app that links to my Instagram where I can ask you guys to ask questions anonymously.
Uh-huh.
And so I downloaded that app and I was like, okay, tell us like Halloween stories or whatever. If you want to, put them in anonymously, that's fine. Put them here. But then when I downloaded the app, I had like questions on there that I hadn't clicked on before. It's called my inbox. And I hadn't clicked on those questions before. So I clicked on one of them. And what was it? You have your phone on you. Will you read it?
I don't. Where is it on my phone?
It's
I
just
don't know.
a screenshot I sent you. Yeah, right there.
Do you and Drew ever get annoyed with each other or have big fights?
The answer is no.
Yes.
We are perfect.
Yes and yes.
So like, Kay, like answer that question. How would you answer that direct question?
I mean, I think any relationship you get annoyed and have big fights with each other.
Unless you're married to someone perfect like me, though. So, like, answer it differently.
There you have it, folks.
There you have it. No, like, we're so far from perfect. It's funny. But I do, like, I'm very upfront with the fact that Drew is, like, perfectly my other half. Like, he is like
The yin to the yang.
exactly.
The peanut butter to the jelly.
Yes, it's peanut
The
butter
macaroni
jelly
to the
time.
cheese.
So like literally like there are days where we butt heads a lot, but we're like really good. I feel like we're really good at like talking it out. One thing I did notice is that for the longest time, and ladies, I don't know if you do this, but for the longest time, I'm like, oh, he's not that great with communication, so I'm just going to like reach my hand down his throat to like try to find something wrong.
No.
When like sometimes nothing's wrong. Sometimes.
Why do you gotta make stuff up?
Yeah, and he would say that. He'd be like,
It's like I almost feel like I have to say something to appease you.
you know
when
what that
there
reminds
isn't
me of
anything.
is like a false confession, like a murderer.
Like, okay,
somebody
can I
who's
just
like-
get out of here, please?
Yeah, like
I'll say
tell
whatever you want. Just let me leave.
That reminds me of a false confession when like cops are like, "Are you sure you weren't here on this day and this time?"
Like, yeah, sorry, I'll do the dishes more. Just let me leave. Jeez.
Well, like and then I thought I was like doing the Lord's work by being like, I'm just going to like keep digging. Like I'm going to keep digging and I'm going to just reach and get
If you
the problem.
dig long enough, would you reach China? If you
Yeah,
dug a hole
totes.
deep enough, would you reach China?
1000% I would.
Just keep digging.
Yes. So literally, I did that for years and years, and I've come to find out, and me too, I feel like we all are this way, is sometimes we both struggle with depression and anxiety a little bit on different levels. I feel like we kind of take turns with it, which is good. Thank goodness we're that way.
Yeah. Sure.
But I feel like for the longest time, I'd be like, oh, you're not a good communicator. Let me just like reach down your throat and grab something, when sometimes you're just like on a low. I call it on a low because sometimes nothing's
you
wrong.
have to have a reason all the time.
Right. Like sometimes you're just kind of low energy, low.
I mean, once you hit 30, isn't it that's just life?
I mean, I'm 33 and I'm pretty
That's
sure
just
I'm
like daily.
still hyped AF.
Yeah, sure.
But no, like I think that everybody like feels that wave of depression or anxiety or whatever, or just like normalcy of like being on a low, right? Where our energy is lower, we're just not in the mood, we don't really care to banter, we're just tired. I don't feel like myself today, whatever it is. And I think that like being on a low is reason enough to withdraw a little bit. And I think that's fine.
Yeah.
And I've learned that over time rather than just like being like, you're going to freaking tell me what's wrong, even if it's made up, you know?
Mister.
Get me out of here. Name that movie. Who can name that movie? Anyone? Yeah. So I think that we're like pretty good at feeling each other's vibes. I feel like we don't even really call each other out on our vibes. Like if our vibes are lower, I feel like it's just like, oh, like his vibe is a little low the last couple days. Like I'm just going to kind of give him time, and vice versa, maybe.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, when you start a puzzle, I'm like, okay, cool, do your thing.
When I start a puzzle, it's like, everyone freaking leave me alone. Did I catch it? No, I didn't. There was a fruit fly.
Some people are listening, not watching you.
Some people who are listening, not watching, I thought that I caught a fruit fly in front of me 2 separate times, and I missed it twice. Anyways, okay. So that was the answer to the question. I feel like, I mean, we're a normal couple. Yes, we fight. We butt heads for sure. We disagree on a lot of things. Like
if you're not getting annoyed and getting in arguments with your significant other, like, is it even real?
What are you saying right now? As
like,
I'm fake strangling him.
Life ain't always.
It's true.
Rainbows and sunshine.
But with that said, like, also, I'm so glad that I have you to like push me and like better me.
Life ain't what happens to you, it's what you do with it.
Okay.
That's good. I can't take credit for that.
But I was just gonna say, like, I'm so grateful that you like challenge me. If you were just like so submissive, I feel like that would be so boring. And like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you challenge me and you like push me to like see other sides of things, and like my way isn't always the right way. Like, no, sometimes you can think of it a different way.
At great risk of
what?
Annoyance.
Have I ever freaking like
very
hurt
great
you?
risk of
Have
annoyance.
I ever like hurt you? Have I ever
physically
like...
or emotionally? Mentally?
What?
What are we talking about?
I mean, all of the ways.
I mean, no.
I feel like what we can agree upon is that our respect level for each other is like through the freaking roof, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you agree with that. So that question, did we answer the question?
About respect, baby.
Yes, we argue.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
We don't agree on a lot of things. Our brains work very differently on some things.
Mm-hmm.
But we respect and love each other enough that it's like, okay, that's fine. And
we'll do this for the kids.
we'll stay together for the kids. It's the only reason. Okay, so I'm going to pull up these notes because that question got me to some like marriage advice that we got and other people got of when you get married, and then like if it's feasible and like what our thoughts are on that. So let's get into it. Okay.
Ready to go.
The first one is the normal. Let's say it at the same time. Ready? Don't go to bed angry.
I got that one
so much.
More than anything
so
else.
Much. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, why? My question is, why is it bad to go to bed angry at each other. Sometimes.
Do you think?
Like, I just don't know why is it so important you don't go to bed angry
I know, it's
at
like,
each other.
oh, boo, you're gonna like lay down and just like
As if
toss
you're
and
gonna
turn all night and
as
be
if you're gonna
pissed.
wake up and be like, here's the divorce papers. Like, duh, no one's
Right.
doing that.
So without saying names, my sister said that she actually prefers to like go to bed angry.
Sometimes when I sleep on it and actually start thinking rationally,
Totally.
my way of thinking changes a lot.
Sometimes all you need is freaking sleep. You know? Like sometimes all you need is sleep. And then you wake up and you're like, whoa, like I'm so much more clear-headed, like emotions aren't running as wild.
Yeah. I don't know why that's advice, because I don't know why
What's
it's
the
a
science
negative.
behind that?
Like, why is it such a negative thing to go
Do you
to bed
remember
angry?
like it was like probably 10 years ago when it was like the cool thing to do above your bed, above your headboard, to put always kiss me goodnight. Live, laugh, love.
I mean,
Live, laugh, love. It's a meme I'm
I don't remember
singing. Anyways, okay, so like we both agree with that. I don't think that we really ever like go to bed angry, like stewing. I don't think that we really do that. But also, like, I don't think that that's an issue. I think that sometimes people just need to go to bed and get some sleep. And then the next
I
day,
don't know
they're
why
not
it's
as
a bad
emotional.
thing. As long as you address it eventually, like, I don't know why it's a bad thing to go to bed angry at one another.
Right. Or like,
Because you don't
babe,
have to figure it out all right
I'm
then and
like
there.
so tired and I'm so ornery and today's been a day. Can we just like go to bed? And I love you so much, but can we talk about this in the morning? Like, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. We gotta do better, people, with marriage advice.
With science.
Marriage advice.
And finding out the science behind that.
Marriage advice is just not good.
We've only gotten through one.
I can't think of any good marriage advice that I got.
Okay, the next one is fighting naked.
No.
We got that all the time.
If you're gonna fight
so
naked.
we've been married almost 10 years. And at the time, it was like, next time you're in like a really big fight, just like take off your clothes. It's like, okay, are we going to sexualize every issue in our marriage? Like, it's
Well,
not about that.
Not even that. It's like what? Like when you're in a heated argument, you're not thinking of that.
Well, I think the point is to be like.
Plus, if
make
you've
it
been
kind of a
married
joke.
for 9 years, it's like I've seen you naked more times than I can
What if
count.
we were
It's like
so mad at each other and you walked in and I was just naked?
that wouldn't change much for me. Like, I don't know what. Like,
I wouldn't like put a spell on you with my tatas, honey.
I mean, no.
It probably
Like-
wouldn't.
like,
Let's be honest. It wouldn't change the issue. It would
if you're
probably
mad,
change,
you're mad.
Pause. It would change
As if
the
you're gonna start
mood.
making out.
It
Like,
would
duh.
change the
No.
mood, but it wouldn't like help the issue at all, right?
It's like, oh, I'm having a heart attack. Put a Band-Aid over my heart. Like, duh. That's not gonna do nothing.
That's funny. Yeah, it's true. A Band-Aid on a bullet hole.
You know,
Who says that?
I don't
Taylor
know.
Swift.
Carrie Underwood. I don't know.
Anyways, okay, next. Marriage advice. You brought this one up. Yes, dear. Which I think
Yeah.
is just a little
That always came from the old
chauvinistic.
guys.
Is that the word? Chauvinistic?
Shiverless.
I just think it's like such like a manly man, like
It's
just
a
like,
cop out.
The woman's always right. Yes, dear.
It's like a dad joke.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you want a happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, totally.
You want a happy life? Just say yes.
But like we don't want to discount our men's feelings either, you know? So, like, as much
But
as
sometimes it is easier just to be like, yep, sure.
yes, dear.
Okay, whatever you say.
Yeah.
Sometimes life's way easier that way. So that's not the worst advice.
Cricket.
The fact that you
Anyways.
can't say that that ain't true.
The next one. 3 C's to marriage: communication, compromise, commitment. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
I think that's good. The 3 C's. Okay, what about the advice of kiss every day for 10 seconds?
Meh.
It's kind of not feasible. I don't know. I feel like
10
it's
seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4
I feel like
Mississippi,
there's
5
24
Mississippi,
hours in a day.
6 Mississippi,
And, like,
7
people who
Mississippi,
give
8
that
Mississippi,
advice are,
9
like-
Mississippi, 10 Mississippi.
Okay.
That's
So
a
I
long
feel
time.
like people, I know it's like a makeout sesh. For sure. I feel like people who give that advice, they're like, oh, there's 24 hours in a day. You can give your partner 10 seconds to kiss. And, like, I respect that and stuff, but it's not always feasible.
It's feasible, but like, meh, like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should try it. Maybe we should try to, like, do that, like, every day for a month and, like see if
Make
that,
out
like,
every day.
yeah, for like 10 seconds. Like,
Yeah.
it's feasible. I don't know. Like, for some reason, we're both like, you know?
Just like, oh, I'm leaving to work. It's
For
like,
10 seconds.
like what?
Yeah. Okay. Do you think that it's important to make all decisions together?
No.
No.
Like all decisions?
Yeah, all.
No. That'd be annoying to make all decisions together.
So I
Like,
recently...
oh, I'm buying Urban new socks. What do you think, honey?
I approve.
What?
Check.
No. Not all decisions. Like game changer decisions, yes, but
Like what?
not like just daily decisions. That depends on the marriage.
Like what? Game changer.
Should we move to Ohio or Utah? Like, I don't know. That's a game changer.
Yeah.
Should I take this job or not take this job? I don't know. Like those kind of things, but like daily decisions, like should I buy tomatoes at the grocery store or not? Like, no. I don't.
Yeah.
I would. If you texted me for every little thing, I would be like so annoyed.
I wouldn't be the woman you married if I did that.
Like, just do whatever you want. What are you talking about? I mean, I deal with this a lot just from work. Like, if I knock on a door and someone can't make a $700 decision on pest control, I'm like, $700 over a whole year is not a big decision. Like, it shouldn't be a big decision. Like, in my opinion, $700 is not going to like break or make a bank account. So like, if you made a $700 decision, like, I wouldn't care.
Good to know.
Are you serious?
700? I mean, sometimes like 200. Like maybe like
It depends on.
250.
I mean, that
Dressed
depends
in
on
Lala.
a marriage, sure.
Wink, wink. But 700, I'd probably be like, hey, honey, like FYI. Can you transfer money to my credit card?
Make your own damn money.
Yeah. I think that it just depends. So this is a funny story. I posted a reel like a couple weeks ago of Drew playing with the boys, and it literally said, like, I put like over top of the video, I said, I don't understand my husband would never let me, or my husband, whatever. Do you remember this real? I said,
Sure.
I don't understand the sentence, my husband wouldn't let me. I would bring home a whole family of seahorses, and my husband would be like, wow,
Seahorses?
this is really inconvenient. And then he'd build me an aquarium. And it's like, that's totally Drew. Like, me and all my crazy ideas, like, he's like, oh, okay, cool. But like, he supports them at the end of the day.
If the camera is zoomed out a little bit, you'd see a half completed dollhouse spray painted on the ground.
True. It's down here.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
Whatever. Got it off Temu. It was only $30 or something and free shipping. And I spray painted it for $5. And I'm going to turn it into a freaking haunted house. And it's going to be dope. And
No
that's
one
like,
wants to be controlled.
but like, that's what makes me happy. And he knows that stuff like that makes me happy. So like, he's not going to be like, honey, you're crazy. But you say, honey, you're crazy. But it's more of like an endearing, like, honey, you're crazy. And I'm like, you know who you married, wink, wink.
It's more like eye roll.
I roll.
Okay.
Fine, I'll build an aquarium for your family of seahorses or whatever it is.
I don't know if I would do that, but
No, you're
I'm not
pretty
handy enough for that.
So point of the story is like, and then I even put in the description, I was like, you're my best friend. Like, you're the first person I go to for like the big decisions, you know? So like, if it was really like, when it comes down to like, it just goes back to respect. Like, I respect him enough to be like, honey, I'm gonna like hire this business coach, and it costs a little bit, but like, she's gonna help me a lot. And you're like, okay, cool, I support you if you want to hire this business coach, you know? You did that.
Yeah, but I mean, that depends on each marriage is going to be different, like where
Totally.
they're at in life.
Like finances and stuff like that.
Because like if
for
we
sure.
literally couldn't put groceries on our table and then
Right.
you went and bought a dollhouse, I'd be like, are you for real? Like, we can't buy
Obviously.
diapers, but you bought a dollhouse? Come on.
I know.
Like, you got to prioritize.
Right.
And if your priorities aren't on the same level, then maybe that is a problem. And go see a therapist.
And go talk to someone. Okay, yeah. Okay, this one's good. Do you think it's important to maintain your individuality? I can't say that word.
Individuality?
Thank you.
Yeah. I
For
think it
sure.
is.
I think that we've talked about this. Like, when we first started knocking doors, I knocked doors too. Like, I was going to sell bug spray too.
Mm-hmm.
And then I stopped because I didn't like how everybody hated me for no reason. And I didn't like it. And I cried in the car
Mm-hmm.
after getting 2 cells in a half hour. Anyways,
Let's see if we should go back into the books and see
point of the story.
if those greasy old men actually
is-
paid their bills.
Squeezy, it doesn't matter. I got those cells. Point of the story is, I do think it's important to have like separate interests and separate identities outside of just your marriage. I think that's easy for us to do because we're fairly different in our personalities. I feel like we're really, really good together. And I feel like I'm like crazy loud and wild, and like I'm just gonna freaking be in the middle of the dance floor by myself. And you're just like cool with like talking with the other entrepreneur that's
I mean,
there
I
at the
could be
party.
that way if you put me around the right people.
That is very true. It depends on the crowd, for sure.
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
I like you enough? Then let's get crazy. If I don't
Yeah.
like you, then I ain't gonna go get crazy.
But we're talking about individuality right now. I think that it's good for you to like have your work and your work meetings,
Yeah.
and me to have my stuff and my folding laundry and putting away dishes.
Don't
Like,
act like I don't
yay,
do that
stay at
stuff.
home mom, yay. What? What did you just say?
Don't act like I don't do that stuff too.
I thought you said don't act like you do that stuff. I was like, that's all I freaking do. Don't even start with.
Don't act like I don't do that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there you have it.
Yeah.
Once again.
No, you do. I mean, it's definitely not as much as me, but you're busy. Your schedule's busier than mine, and I respect that. It's fine. No resentment, no nothing. It's fine. Okay, I love this. Oh, I wasn't gonna say my thoughts on this before I asked you, but the 2-2-2-2 rule involves going on a date night every 2 weeks, spending a weekend away every 2 months, and taking a week-long vacation every 2 years. What are your thoughts? We
Yeah.
Don't
if you can
do that.
Schedule it in.
we don't do that at all.
Life
We
is
go on a
busy, I
date
don't know.
night here or there. We don't really go on weekend trips too much. But then for your work, we go on like week-long trips like 3 times a year, probably 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So ours isn't really a
Yeah.
2-2-2, but
Sounds like a good rule of thumb.
it's a good rule of thumb for sure. And I feel like our date nights, like we love, what are our favorite date nights? We love football so much. We go to any football game we can, really. We try to.
Yeah. Concerts.
We love concerts. Drew was like, okay, Facebook, I liked George Strait is coming into town next year. But Little Big
Like
Town is
a
opening.
year from now.
Literally. I'm like, that would be so fun. And so I like clicked, I'm interested. And then that showed up on his Facebook. And he's like, okay. So yeah, we love concerts. We love that vibe. And that's important to us. But yeah, we go on trips. I would say a lot at the beginning of every year for a week at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Obviously this marriage advice is pick your battles. Yeah. I mean, sure. In other words, like,
If it's
let
not
it
a
go.
big deal for you, but it's a big deal for them, then let them have it. I don't know.
Also, like, I would say, like, let it go. Like, if it's, for me, the way I look at it is if it's like a chore or something like I can do in a minute or 5 minutes, I can either sit there and dwell that like he didn't do that chore, like that's dumb, his brain doesn't work the same as mine, or I can just do it and that's fine.
But you can't do that and then like hold resentment. Because if you do
Not
that
all
and
the
then
time.
hold resentment, then it's gonna build, and then explode.
But honey, like that's the thing, you guys, is we've literally gone to therapy for this exact thing. And we've talked about how like that exact thing like shows me that you care and you love me is because you're like, oh, I see that basket of laundry, you know? But like, I feel like I've come really far.
If you're just gonna do it,
Yeah.
and then resent the person for not doing it when you just do it, then that's not good either.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So pick your battles, but like,
But pause.
you can't resent
Are you saying I
them.
do that? Because I don't think I do that. I feel like I'm really good. Like sometimes, for sure. But I feel like I'm really good at just like putting away the laundry real fast and being like, he's been in 7 meetings today.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I do that.
Yeah, sure.
Where I'm
not
like,
accusing you of
his,
anything.
I mean, yeah, like I'm like, I could have resented him for that, but his schedule is different than mine. You know?
Yeah.
Anyways. Don't compare your marriage to others. Yeah, barf. I feel like we don't do that. Except for saying that our marriage is awesome.
I mean, I don't know why you would. Everyone's on different levels and
Or like hearing stories and just being like, geez, like you never know what's going on behind closed doors. And then just being so grateful for, again, going back to respect and love and just like, I always tell people, it's like one of those things that's so weird because I always tell people, like, as a mom, you have to like fill your bucket before you can like pour into your kids' cups or whatever. Like, you have to make sure you're taken care of before they are. But like as a marriage, it's almost like my brain works opposite of that. Like, I literally always tell people, as long as you're filling his bucket and he's filling your bucket, then your needs should always be met.
yeah, but a lot of people don't think that way.
A lot of people don't think that way, but I wish they did. Like, it literally wouldn't work if me and you were any different.
Oh, we live in a society of me monsters.
Me monster.
Like, always thinking about themselves. Like,
And I literally tell people, I'm like, every single decision Drew makes is for me and the boys. Every decision.
yeah,
Every single decision you make. And
that's what you signed up for. Like,
but other husbands aren't like that, honey, at all.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, not everyone thinks that way. Because we live in a society of me, 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 me. What's in it for me? But we would live in a better society if people didn't think so much about themselves and thought about other people more.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just so grateful that I'm your number one.
Yeah.
And you're my number one.
It's the only way to do it.
That's it.
Why would you get married if that wasn't the case?
But some people get married when that's not the case, and
But
they just deal.
I want to know
deal
why.
with it.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
And then I like feel bad because I'm like, sorry, like that sucks for you. Like, Drew is polar opposite of that, where I'm like, he literally, his whole day is based on making me and the boys happy. I don't think other men are like that, honey.
Then why are you married?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You're a different breed.
I don't think I'm that different though. Like, I don't know.
Honey,
like,
picture every single dude ever in your life. Do you think you're a better husband than them?
I don't know. I'm not in their marriages.
Well, I'm not in their marriages either, but a lot of them I wouldn't want to be married to. And if you're listening to this, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about other people. Wink, wink.
I mean, you can't say without being in someone, like, you don't know all the aspects of people's relationships, but
right.
And what people have as priorities and not have as priorities, you know?
Yeah.
But sure, yeah.
That was my
Whatever.
last question to ask. It was the don't compare yourself to other marriages.
Cool. Good stuff.
Questions, comments, concerns, anything?
No.
Are you so excited?
Come up with better advice.
I was going to ask if you're so excited to be recording episodes again.
Yeah. It's good. It's fun to hang out.
So happy.
Our life is busy like most people's, and so this is time that we have to hang out and talk.
Talk about date night. Just start a podcast, y'all. I tricked him. That was literally all I wanted.
So yeah, it's good. It's good to do it.
Okay, well, thank you for listening tonight on this episode of Happy Everly After podcast After Dark. And I'm going to go to bed because it's like so past my freaking bedtime. And I don't like these episodes. They're too late and I'm a freaking old grandma.
Sucks to suck.
Love you.
Love you.
Okay. Good night, everyone. See you.